Snails are really cool. I'm going to tell you a little bit about snails. And one of the reasons they're so cool is because they have a hard shell that they can tuck their whole body inside to keep them safe. They have a very soft body that they can hide inside, kind of their little house that they carry around with them all the time. Imagine carrying your house around with you all the time. Let's learn a little bit more about snails. Hi! Today we're going to be talking about the external parts of a snail. This is my little snail. So the part that you probably all know, which kind of identifies a snail as a snail, is the shell. So I'll put a little label there. This is a hard exoskeleton. A snail is actually born with its shell, and it grows as a snail grows. Down here is the tail, the very end. Some snails can actually shed their tail if they are in danger and trying to be eaten by a predator. That's cool. This down here is the foot of the snail. This is a big muscle that helps the snail move. A layer of mucus is created underneath so it can glide smoothly across rough surfaces. Right under the shell here, kind of part of the shell, is called the mantle. Now the mantle actually secretes calcium carbonate, so that's what helps forms the shell. So as the snail is growing and calcium carbonate is coming out, it helps build the shell bigger and bigger to fit the snail. Okay. Now if you notice on the mantle, there are two parts. This first one here, this is the anus. This is where waste comes out. On most creatures, just down here. This one has it up here. That enables it to still be able to get waste out when it is tucked inside of its shell to keep its body protected. This other little dot right next to the anus is the pneumostome. Now this is the breathing pore. So the snail takes in air through this hole and then it goes into the snail's lungs. And it breathes with lungs just like we do. Right down here is the snail's mouth. So a snail actually does not have any teeth, so it licks and sucks its food. This here is the snail's head, and on the head is the mouth, and this next part we're going to talk about, the tentacles. Now, snails have 4 tentacles. There are 2 tentacles down the bottom. Those 2 are used for smelling. And then there are 2 tentacles up the top. Now, the 2 tentacles that are up the top have 2 little balls on them, which are actually the snail's eyes. Snails can see light and dark. So that's what they use their eyes for. Whoop. Ah, its head fell off. Fun fact about snails is that snails are both male and female. So they do reproduce by finding a mate, but when they find a mate, both can carry the eggs. So that's some really fun things about the external parts of a snail. Bye! So you can also check out the video that I posted about snails. It'll be in the links section, and that's really kind of a fun video to watch. If you would like to make your own snail diagram, and you can label it with all of the different parts, I will also include the picture with all of the labels on it, so you can copy it and make your own. Snails are really fun to draw. You can start with a spiral to make the shell. All right, well, enjoy. Maybe you can even get outside and go and find some snails.